It's Friday, July 21st, and we are at Disney Springs. Here for the Flavors of Florida culinary demonstration with Chef Art Smith. Finnegan's here again. He's going to be making shrimp and grits. Chef Art Smith, besides having the Chef Art Smith's Homecomin restaurant at Disney Springs, has a few other restaurants in Florida, and he was also Oprah's chef for 10 years. Art Smith's Homecomin is one of the best places to go for brunch and for fried chicken in Walt Disney World.
And for dinner.
And for dinner, Finnegan said. We got our fans again and our waters. Like how they give some of the Disney chefs a media pass to come here.
My name is Mark Daniel, and I'll be your host for this amazing culinary series. Now today, we're going to feature the amazing Homecomin Florida Kitchen and Southern Shine Bar. Let's give it up for them. So let's kick things off. Let's welcome the executive chef of Homecomin. Please welcome Chef James Guinan. Welcome, Chef James. He's getting into position. Now, please join me in welcoming Homecomin's media manager and cookbook author, Heather McPherson. Welcome to you, Heather. And now, Disney Springs is proud to welcome a culinary legend. He was the personal chef to Oprah Winfrey. He has cooked for 2 Florida governors, and he is the winner of 2 James Beard Awards. Both are on display right here at Disney Springs, so be sure to stop by and take a look at it. Please welcome Chef Art Smith. I want to talk to you about, you got this Florida charm every time I talk to you. I love your accent. Tell us about your Florida upbringing.
Well, I think I'm probably as Florida as you can get, a 7th generation Floridian. I'm from that other state, North Florida, way upon the Suwannee River, where all the alligators are. And so I grew up there, you know, a very southern background, agrarian. Sounds fabulous, but it was really hard work, and I wanted to get out of there, okay? So I played piano and came to work for Disney. And so, it was really charming, but the best thing about it was the food was gorgeous. And one thing I was telling someone last night is wherever I go, whatever I do, I take a little bit of me with me everywhere. You know, honey, I'm going next week to Portugal, and I'll tell you more about that. Guess what? Fried chicken and biscuits is on the menu. And you know, because the reality is, you know, there was a great lady, OW, you know who she is, Oprah Winfrey, who said, you know, always remember the authentic you is the best you. And what you love, other people will love.
Mm-hmm. Right, definitely. Now, speaking of love, you've got an amazing location here at Disney Springs, right on the water. You got a covered porch on the water. Tell us, what made you want to create Homecomin right here at Disney Springs in particular?
Who don't love fried chicken?
Who? Okay.
I want to tell you something, okay, like, you know, it's like, who don't love fried chicken? And by the grace of God and Mickey Mouse, here we are. Beyond the magical gates, there is a Florida that tastes good. How many of you had grilled grouper sandwiches? Apalachicola oysters, wild Gulf shrimp, blue crab claws, stone crab claws. Okay, now we're talking. We have delicious food. Now, we don't have all that, but they have a lot next door. These are my kissing cousins from Chicago, okay? But they have it too, so.
This is everything, because this is Flavors of Florida. It is everything from Florida, homegrown.
It is. Well, this year we are so excited to showcase our Key West shrimp cocktail. And it is so amazing. And it has everything that's in season right now in Florida. Mangoes, which are great. This is a time in Florida that farmers who grow tropicals are really enjoying everything. And shrimp is always in season in Florida.
Wow.
I'll teach you a little bit later how to freeze them so you can enjoy them for months later.
That's true. Yes, indeed. Now, so speaking of those ingredients, do we have some of those people here from Florida dairy farmers?
We do. I am so excited.
Yeah.
We actually had to bring farmers. If you've been to Homecomin, I'm sure you've seen our fabulous farmer wall.
Uh-huh.
And that's where every 4 months, Mark, we rotated a different farmer. And if you've noticed to the side,
I've
we have
seen
a little
it.
story about him.
I didn't
And
even know this.
actually, I'm going to start with the Lightsey Cattle Company because Carrie is on the wall right now.
Yeah, Gary. All right.
With his wife, Marcia, an incredible educator, and 2 grandchildren.
Welcome.
Right in front of Carrie, y'all can say stand up. We have Sue Harrell. Sue is from the Florida Strawberry Grower.
Yes. Oh, wow.
Now,
I
if
see
y'all
the
are,
strawberries on the shirt. And on the phone.
now, if y'all aren't from around here, our strawberries actually start right after Thanksgiving. So, which we get to enjoy things a lot earlier. And right next to her is my dear friend, Diane Smith with the Florida Dairy Farmers.
Yay. Welcome, Diane.
This is Day of the Cow, isn't it? We've got the Lightsey's Dairy Brothers.
I love them. I did yoga with y'all's cows.
She did what he did.
And it went viral.
Wow.
A lot of people don't realize how much Florida dairy not only feeds the state of Florida, but also the Americas, and it's a very vital part of our economy. And last but not least, Haley Scott from Long and Scott Farms
Yes.
in Zellwood.
Zellwood.
Sweet corn.
Yes.
I have known her granddad, I've known her dad. I mean, and this is the next generation. She is the queen of agro-tourism right now with all they do out there.
Wow.
Hey, Art, why don't you tell them where we get our grits from? 'Cause
Where do we
they're
get our grits? I
Florida.
don't know where we get our grits from. Where do we get our grits from?
We get our grits from Bradley's Country Store, which is based up in Tallahassee.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right, because I found
You
them there.
can
Yeah,
order
exactly. I
online.
forgot. My memory escapes.
You found them?
No, because I used to use them at the governor's house when I worked for him and the
Okay.
other one. But my donkey story. Well, donkeys are really intelligent animals. Did you know that? And whenever you're going down, the expressway, you still see cattle. You see a donkey running around. You know why? They're the watchdogs of the cattlemen, right? And we never think about it, but we have coyotes, and they are bad about attacking the baby calves and other things. And so, are you making that noise? Okay. And so, anyway, I had a very interesting family, and my father, for their anniversary, I think it was their 25th or 35th or something, gave my mother a pair of wild burros for anniversary gift. Can you imagine?
Wow.
Honey, I got you a pair of donkeys. So, to me, that sounds a little crazy, but that's typical of my family. But anyway, they still exist on the farm. The mama and daddy that he got now have babies, and those babies have babies and babies and babies. Getting to the story. My mother was an angel. I mean, God gave the angel when he found her. I got her. I want to tell you something. And she was the most gorgeous tax collector you ever met. I want to tell you something. She put that on and she got those taxes paid. And she, towards her life, she just worked really hard, and I took her all over the world. And I got kind of, special, where I said, I ain't going unless mama goes. And so I take mother everywhere. So we went to Russia, we went to Africa, you name the country, she was the most traveling mama you ever had. So anyway, I took her to China because I won for a book. I can tell you this story, John. So we saw this restaurant. I said, let's go here and eat. So we're eating this delicious pulled pork. And I just love it. And then so we go to another restaurant the next day and we have it again. And I'm looking at it and I'm looking at the menu and I read something. I'm like, I say to the waiter, I'm not going to say this because we're at Disney and we're supposed to be, not saying words, but anyway, but it said, a meat. And I looked at the waiter and I said,
Oh.
what is that?
Oh.
And he goes,
Oh.
donkey. And I was like, oh my God, they done fed my mother her pets.
Oh
Creole, where's the chefs at? You're over there?
no. You're over here?
Over there, hello, chef. I had the most delicious dinner at Victoria and Albert's, and I saw Chef Hunnell, just love him, he's a god. And it was so wonderful, and they danced in that kitchen for me. It was so delicious. Anyway,
Add some of our crushed tomatoes, which is our San Manzano.
you know what those are? Those fancy Italian tomatoes. Don't be using those other ones, because they do not taste the same. Buy them. They have them at Publix.
Flavor, color, you name it. It gives the best, nice, rich.
Large. And I lived in Kissimmee, and I know Kissimmee used to be the cow capital of America
I
back
remember
in the day.
us being like kind of secondary. We're much bigger than people realize. And then of course we're just right behind California in strawberries, right? Like second. That's what I
Second
thought.
in
Yeah. And you know, and people would starve to death in the north without all the produce from the south, Florida, and everything like that. You know, we are the fruit basket, and industrial basket of Florida. Yeah, it's truly amazing. You know, I guess I'm old, but I do remember when they didn't have shelled rock shrimp, and they were considered like trash.
They were.
And so anyway, I write this book. It's focused on North Florida, my grandmother's boarding house, la 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 la. Okay, I do that. And it was, you know, it was an effort of love. A lot of time went into it. And a really great family named President George and Mrs. Barbara Bush recognized it. And they only recognized literature, but they recognized a cookbook. The first one ever in their whole book history. And so they invited me down to Naples to speak. And I said, well, it's such an honor to speak, and I had to speak in front of them, which I was scared, you know, cannot believe. I did a luncheon, and you know what I served them? And that's the first time I ever served it publicly. And I served, which you haven't made yet, my mother's 12-layer chocolate cake, which is kind of a nightmare in this kind of weather. And some people call it Smith Island cake. We call them stack cakes, but it has delicious fudgy icing with little pieces of vanilla cake, and it's this tall. And you serve it with some really good, if you have a lot of time and a lot of energy, good fresh vanilla ice cream, the bomb. And that's what we made, and they loved it. So that's where I first started. And so, to me, you know, food without a story doesn't taste good.
And of course, a big thank you to Chef Art Smith.
Thank you.
You want to take one of those, Penny? Is the shrimp and grits. And we're standing in line to get our picture taken.
Thank you. My pleasure. Come on,
You want to go meet him? That was a really cool event. He was taking pictures with everyone who wanted one after the event. We got to taste the shrimp and grits. That was amazing. Very hot out today, right, Finnegan? Today they said it's supposed to be the hottest day of the year so far. So we got our picture taken, and we told them that we have reservations tomorrow for brunch. And he said he felt like a princess because everybody was waiting in line to meet him. We're at the Earl of Sandwich right now, and we both got a frozen lemonade. Finnegan got the turkey and Swiss kids sandwich. Exciting. And I got the, I think it's called chicken, bacon, and avocado wrap. Minus the tomatoes and cucumber. Looks good. It was so hot today. Finnegan wants to go over to get some ice cream or Dole Whip. Which one?
Ice cream.
This is where Chef Art Smith's Homecomin is. This is the Moonshine Bar area. It is one of our favorite places to eat. I feel like I say that about everything, but that really is one of the best places for brunch here. Finnegan chose the Mickey ice cream sandwich. Show me, Finn. Yeah. Because I haven't had one for so long, I can't remember how to open it. He just had one last week at Moonlight Magic, so he's a little bit of a tricker. Is it good? Finnegan wanted to stop stop at the Elemental Photo Op. He also gave us a signed recipe for shrimp and grits that I don't think I showed back when we were at the venue.
Like and subscribe.